Hello, I'm Elisa Thompson, and I'm here to give you a short tutorial on the South Carolina Leadership, Effectiveness, Advancement, and Development Database System, otherwise known as SCLEAD. This database system facilitates special educators, teacher, and principal professional growth and development in schools and districts across South Carolina. Let's log in. SCLEAD's database allows all evaluation records to be stored in one place. It is an online database which allows 24/7 access to professional records in a safe and secure environment. The information in this database can also be viewed in print form, so teachers will no longer, and administrators will no longer have to keep paper copies, but can print the information to a PDF, and the records are kept from year to year and follow the teacher throughout the district. Once you sign in, you go to the home page and log in. Here, you have current announcements made by the Department of South Carolina for any educators. This one specifically is for administrators. At a quick glance, you have my profile. It gives you username. It gives you the current status of where the educator is stationed or located at. If you come here where it says View Full Profile, it then gives you a history or a background of the educator. Here, you can see my own profile, and it gives you the evaluations I've had through the years. It goes until it stopped when I became an AP, but you can go into details later off to the side that tell you what I did or how I scored in my adept in those years. Here on my profile page, you can also go back and you can get it's like a one-stop shop for my previous history in teaching and evaluation. It will tell you about my education, what training, what my credentials are, what my licensures have, and my certification. Again, one-stop shop. It's all there available for the educator anytime they need documents or need documentation for any type of thing, whether they are applying to new positions or districts, or just need it for revalidation or for enrollment in new programs that may pertain to their job status. Now let's take a look at what I see as an administrator for the district and the school. As I look at my school as a whole, there are 54 certified individuals within my building. Out of that 54, 49 are actually going through some type of teacher evaluation. Under this sub-tab, I can also go to my staff. And here I have a roster of 59 individuals who have certification within my building. If I want to, I can then go underneath, click on evaluations. This is necessary when we have to input individuals and put in their records. However, the district office has already taken care of that for us. And then under that, where we talk about evaluation teams, the school principal creates the evaluation teams and assigns an administrator and a teacher, whether it be within the building or outside of the building, to help evaluate teachers who are going through a formal form of observation and evaluation. If I move to the top, I get to evaluations. Again, I see the faculty and staff. If you notice, it gives the year, what type of evaluation that teacher is going through as this point in time or this particular year. Here we have a teacher who is a classroom-based teacher. She is continuing GBE, which means she will go through the regular orientation. She has to create a SLO, or a student learning growth objective, that she will create creating a goal for that particular class or subgroup within a class, and trying to strive for a percentage and see if our teaching methods work in order to raise the achievement rate of those students within that group, that class, or that subgroup. And she is evaluated on whether or not she passes the professionalism aspect and reaches her growth potential or expectation for her SLO. And then there's always, at the end, there is a completion where we go through and conference with the teachers to make sure they have completed everything they need for this particular cycle. This teacher is going through a formative one, which means she is now going through 4.0, the new full-base formative assessment for teachers. Again, you do the orientation. They also do the SLO, but this form of observation we do, this form of evaluation we do observations. A continuing teacher will have 2 observations, one from a building administrator or an outside consult to come in and observe them. If they score well on that one observation and score high on the professionalism, which is judged by self, the teachers fill out an observation judging their professionalism as well as the building administrator. And if all of these are met, this teacher will then be complete, and all of this can be done within the first semester of school. If the teacher does not do well or does not score high on her observations, and then she or he will have to be placed on a plan of refinement, and then have to repeat the cycle again for the second semester. As we scroll down, let's find a new teacher. Here. This is a second-year teacher who is now going to go through 4.0 training for the first time. She will go through all the same steps that the formative or the continuing teacher faces, except as a new teacher or a second-year teacher, she will have observations 2 announced in first semester, and then have 2 more in second semester that are unannounced. If we click on details, this gives the status of the teacher. Here, she has done the orientation, which means she has been given the training and has viewed all the necessary materials that show what she needs to accomplish to go through this evaluation system effectively. She has had 1 observation that has been recorded. She has completed her SLO, or her student learning growth objective, which has to be inputted here, and you will see it goes here within the SLO, which we call SLO here. And if I click here, you can actually view her SLO. Oh, sorry. Let's go back. We'll scroll down and we go to details. Here, looking at her SLO, this is during a preliminary conference. As an administrator, you will then go through this with the teacher once she inputs it into the system. She'll tell you what kind of SLO or student plan goals she has, This is in the area of vocabulary and ELA for 6th grade. It is a team plan, which means the entire ELA department is working on the same goal. It will be done for the entire year. We give demographics based on the students. They help the teacher know how to design lessons and where she's starting from using a baseline of her assessment, which is we do MAP here, measures of academic progress, as a baseline of where the students are and where we want them to be once they have completed the unit or the year in that particular subject area, and what the teacher will be doing to monitoring. And we go down, and then she also has the South Carolina standards, which she's going to be teaching and reinforcing. Once, as an administrator, you go through this and you find this acceptable, we come down. The teacher signs her SLO agreement, and then you as an administrator also put an electronic signature on it. Next, we'll talk about observations. Here as an administrator is where you would enter the observations. This is the preliminary, so this will all be done for the fall. Here you see this teacher has had one completed. This is where we'll go in and submit her observation once it has been done and place it on paper. We'll also go through professionalism, as I said before, and then we'll talk about the results. As an administrator, I have access to all the teachers within this database. I can also go back and change the academic year, and it will go back because, again, I said this is a one-stop shop. You can evaluate or go back and review evaluations for the previous years for teachers so that they can even do a comparison or see the growth that the teacher has made from one year to the next. This is the first year that we have been able to put the 2019 to 2020 school years, the first time that SCLEAD has come fully online. The 18-19 year was a trial year. And as you see, we began last year trying to make sure we have done everything we could to make sure our teachers are on board and our administrators know exactly what they need to do in order to facilitate the teachers moving through this process. That's just a brief and quick introduction of SCLEAD. Next time, I'll go through what it's like to actually place or put in or record a teacher observation.